Let's chat about second grade. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Aileen, and this is curriculum week, where I spend the whole week chatting about all of my plans for the school year for all of my kids. They are in preschool, second grade, fifth grade, and seventh grade. So today I want to chat with you about second grade. Math this year, we are using Simply Good and Beautiful Math 2. She actually started this mid first grade year. So this says unit 1, but I'm printing them out, and then I decided not to change the covers because that's a waste of paper and laminating sheets. So we're on unit 3, and we've been really happy with this math. It has like a mental math at the top, and then it's got a lesson, and then it's got some independent review. And the independent review, she can actually do before we do the lesson, which I really like. And so it does a spiral review on there. We are flying through this curriculum. It really doesn't take her a long time to do a lesson. She's definitely a mathy kid. So we will likely move on to math. Well, not likely, we will. We'll move on to math 3 before the end of second grade, and that's okay. We're working at her own pace. And what I like about this curriculum is the math box. And they have since changed their math boxes. They're not wood anymore. They're like cardboard. I can't speak to those. I think there's like some sharp edges here that people didn't love. But I love it's got like a clock on the front, and it has us utilize all of this. So she'll do stuff with the clock, and then it's got all of these little manipulatives, and every other or every 3 lessons has a game built in to use, like these math dice, or these little stars on one side, numbers on the other, and the money. Lots and lots of counting money, adding money, subtracting money. So that's been really great. So that's what we're using for math this year. She is also using the handwriting level 2 from the Good and the Beautiful. This is our first year using their handwriting, and I switched all my kids over specifically because I thought that they would like the little doodles, and they do 100%. They love the doodle section. In fact, for my older kids, sometimes there isn't a doodle section, and they're like, oh, I didn't get a doodle today. So that's been really fun. Handwriting is really important, specifically to my husband. He wants to make sure they have really good penmanship. So even my 7th grader is doing level 7 handwriting. English, we are using a few different resources. We are using language arts and literature level 3 from the Good and the Beautiful. She was coming off of completing all of Logic of English Foundations, and I really went back and forth on whether to put her in level 2 or level 3. She's an older 2nd grader. Like, she just turned 8 in September. She missed the cutoff for 2nd grade in our state by like 2 weeks. So keep that in mind when I'm showing you what she's working on. But she tested into level 3, and I was still considering putting her in level 2, but then I did like a side-by-side comparison of what she did in her last book of Logic of English Foundations and level 2, and she'd already covered all of it. And I was a little nervous, but she's been doing just fine. This has been such a fun study, lots of picture study. It incorporates some geography, which I really like. Let's see if I can find one. So yeah, here's a geography journal. It's got sentence editing, covers homophones. Let's see if I can find. And then it does also have some introduction to essay writing, which is cool. Just not writing full-on essays, but getting them used to the structure of essays. And I feel like that's not something that I really covered with my 5th grader. So I think she's going to be more mentally prepared. So it actually gives you the paragraphs, and it has you put them in order and then read them aloud. And then there are other times where you like fill in the blanks and you fill in part of the essay. And so it writes some, and then it has you add in some. And it's been really great. I'm happy with the writing for this level. The only thing we're not using is their spelling book. And the reason why is because we've been really happy with what we're using for spelling, which is sequential spelling. If you have watched my other videos, we started this last year, and she does this in conjunction with her 10-year-old sister. They do the lesson together. It is so fast, like 10 minutes a day. We don't even get to it every day, but it's literally just a list of 25 words, and it works on word families. And every day it'll be like mend, mends, mended, mending. So you're getting used to writing the base word and then adding the different suffixes, and they'll add prefixes as well. And read the word. I write it on a whiteboard and I use 2 different colors. One for the base word part, which would be end in mending, and then a different color for the prefix and suffix that's added onto it. And I don't show them my whiteboard. I say the word aloud. They show me their words on their whiteboards. And if they're incorrect, I just with a smile say, okay, go ahead and check your work. And I show them my word. And if they got it correct, I'm just like, good job. And then we move on. And even though it's 25 words, it literally takes 10 to 12 minutes. It's so fast. We'll finish this book this year and then move on to sequential spelling too. In addition to the language arts, we are using 5 in a Row Volume 1. If you're not familiar with 5 in a Row, it's every week you read a different picture book, you read it 5 times, and it's got different activities that touch math, language, science, history in it. And so we are doing that. And with every book, she is doing a lap book. She's definitely my schooly kid. She needed extra. That's why we're doing this. So we're reading Madeline, and then we do a lap book. I feel like I just lost something. Oh, we've been missing her number 8 from her math box for weeks. It was in Madeline. She'll be happy about that. So for this one, it was like the human body, right? Where in the world. So you write what country the book took place in. Rhyme time. So I'm just finding these resources online. 5 in a Row does have some printable stuff for some of their books, so I'm using those. And then there's some other homeschool websites that have, like if you search like Madeline Lap Book, you can find it. And then for the covers, I just screenshot a cover of the book and print it out. And then you can see it's not perfect, but then I cut it out so that when you open it, whoop. She is also decorating a pig doll for each book. So here is her Madeline. And then she has a few others. Here's from the story about Ping. This is Lentil. And then this is from A Pair of Red Clogs. I think her name is Mako. So she's got these like on display in her room. So we're doing pig dolls. And then the last thing we're doing with 5 in a Row is they have these little story discs. And so she gets to decorate a story disc. And well, she colored them all at the beginning of the year and then we laminated them. So she gets to cut it out and stick it on the map where the book took place. And I just love that. It incorporates the geography. We're really leaning into our maps this year. We've got these 2 big laminated maps on the wall. And one's the US and then one is the world. And so, you know, we're using it for 5 in a Row. We're using it for history. We're getting in on the geography and where things are located in relation to each other. This year, she is continuing with gymnastics. So we're calling that PE. We do some PE at home as well, but she'll be doing gymnastics once a week. Come back tomorrow for another day of our Curriculum Week series.